Welcome to Spotlight. I'm your host, Amitha. Join us weekly to get inspired by success stories and transformational events. We are grateful to have organizations that promote literacy towards progress in the community. Today, we are going to be talking to members of one such organization, Ekal Foundation of Canada, a not-for-profit organization that aims to create awareness about the people's lives in the tribal and remote villages of India by sponsoring One Teacher schools. Without further ado, let's welcome the members, Mr. Purushottam Gupta, Mr. Subhash Chandra, and Mr. Sanjeev Kumar Singh. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So let's get on with it and find out a little bit more about the foundation itself. But first of all, I would like to enlighten the viewers that you are part of the Ekal Young Professionals Associations.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So maybe Mr. Purushottam Gupta, I'll start with you first and tell us a little bit more about this association.
To start with, the Ekal Foundation, as you have said recently, right now, is an organization which is fulfilling a need. About 28% of the population of India is still illiterate, below the level of literacy. And that percentage is much higher in the villages. So to fulfill that need, Ekal organization was created. It started very low, but now we have more than 80,000 schools and 2.3 million children enrolled in these schools. And you have mentioned it runs with a donation of $500, and the school is for 4 years. After that, the children go to regular schools, and about 500,000 children move every year from Ekal schools to regular schools. As said, it is to fulfill a need. And now our organization is expanding. So we have to look at then how can we maintain and further progress our organization. We look at that there are three basic segments of any society. The first is probably the youth, starting from the school to the university. And then I would say is the section which is the seniors. And then the in between is a section which we call young professionals. We have a very strong Ekal youth team. And in our organization, it so happened that basically it is still probably dominated by the senior people. We are very lucky now, we are getting young people like Sandeep ji, and you will see Bharti and other people who are coming in. But now we have to focus on the Young Professionals Association. This is the group probably who can do the most in any society. They have the energy and the resources. So we thought, but when we should look at that, how the idea to my mind came was, I happened to be visiting USA to attend a wedding, and I met a young person who happened to be son of some family friends, and he happened to be president of Young Physicians of America. And he told me about that, and I came up full with the ideas that we're going to start something on the same line. And in my mind, the idea of a young professional germinated. So I talked to our team. It's about 6 months ago, gradually, we talked about it. Now we thought we could start to establish objectives and establish its purpose, and also the future course of action. Also organize some organization structure. So we have given it an organization structure. A young engineer, chemical engineer, Jayant Borana. He should have been to it, but because his official duties took precedence, he couldn't come here today. And he is now our coordinator for this function, and he's quite fired up to take it further.
So I'll maybe jump right to Mr. Sanjeev Kumar Singh, because as you pointed, he is the youth in this group, or the young professional in the group. What inspired you towards a movement like Ekal?
So I come from a humble background in India, and my father always told me that the reason that he moved from his small village to the city, we come from Ranchi, or town, was for education of the children. And when he looks back at his journey, he's very happy that he took that decision. And through that education, his children have done well in life, and they have gone different places and adopted different careers and stuff. So the idea that education is very, very powerful has always been on my mind. When I migrated to Canada after a couple of other continents, I was looking for an opportunity for getting associated with a progressive organization, which has certain objectives for contribution to the society. And I happened to meet Mr. Subhashji at one of the Hindi writers' function. When we spoke about this motto, this was fitting very much into my vision of how we should be contributing to society. So that really gave me the impetus that this is the right goal, and this is the most powerful goal. If you are able to impart education to the needy sections of society, that will be going a long way in transforming the society. So there I am. Luckily, we have been associated through many different initiatives, through different objectives, and we are, one after the other. I think we are unveiling the chapters of progress in this journey.
Great. So we heard about Ekal Vidyalaya Foundation. We heard about the Young Professionals chapter.
Right.
Now we want to know how the two are going to help each other.
Sure.
And so we will have to talk to you because we have not spoken to you yet. But before we get to that, it's time for a short break. Welcome back to Spotlight. We are talking to the members of the Ekal Young Professionals Canada chapter of Ekal Vidyalaya Foundation of Canada. So we just heard about the two parts. Now, Mr. Subhash Chandra, we'll come to you and you tell us how the two are working together towards, progression.
Right now, as Gupta ji just mentioned, that Ekal's youth team is doing a wonderful job. They have already taken a lot of leads into a lot of different parts. And Young Professionals Association is a very new for Ekal Vidyalaya. And so right now, our goal is basically to, the role of this association is to build a team of young professionals who think alike, who would also will carry forward their own messages they have for the community, for the local communities, and also who will carry forward the agenda of Ekal Vidyalayas. And we want the Young Professionals Association to also work with the other organizations to work with their agendas, with their programs. And also we want them to create events, awareness events, and also fundraising events for Ekal Vidyalaya.
Okay, great. So what are some of the activities that have taken place under this umbrella?
Under overall umbrella of Ekal Vidyalaya in Canada, we have had activities like annual golf tournament, fundraising galas, cultural shows. This year we are starting with a picnic. And under the banner of Ekal Youth Professional Association, there we are planning to add activities like different sports events, indoor games, professional networking sort of sessions, and these will be on top of the regular things. For example, visiting different communities, cultural places where we talk about Ekal, we make presentations about Ekal. Now we are also planning to host webinars in order to reach out to a wider audience, and sometimes people find it difficult to come to a particular event. So we want to host webinars, we want to record those and make it available for people who would want to have initial understanding about Ekal, and then gradually from there they will get associated more and more.
Great. So why is it that, from your perspective, the youth should be part of such a movement like Ekal? Why do you think, like, we already are hearing about you recruiting the young professionals, so what is that tagline that you would use to entice youth to join you?
Again, as I said in the beginning, any association or organization to be successful, it has to fulfill a need. Empty slogans or just following traditions, it will last only so long. We think that there is a large group of young professionals, as I define the young professionals, who would like to give back to the society, who would like to be part of an organization, an organized institution which is involved for the betterment of the society. And there are opportunities for that. But I think Ekal Vidyalaya offers a very genuine opportunity to those people to come and help the society. The best way to uplift any society is to educate the people.
Very well said.
Once you educate the people, you generally remove poverty and disease. Ekal Vidyalaya provides that platform. So those young professionals, while they are serving it, they get a platform through Ekal, a very genuine platform, where they can come and express their opinion. And also, it's a wonderful opportunity for them to meet the like-minded people who are there for a serious cause, to meet them, interconnect them, make associations. So it is fulfilling. Also, it's a human need. Our young professionals, when they come out of universities, generally, they don't find that desired atmosphere or an association. So Ekal Vidyalaya will provide that forum, that platform to them. And also it serves the purpose of Ekal Vidyalaya. Let me explain what the purpose of Ekal Vidyalaya is. Basically, the three objectives. The first objective is to create awareness in the remote villages of India. Mitaji, in those villages, still as if the clock has stopped. The basic amenities of life, which you take for granted, like schools, like hospitals, like transportation, basic necessities are not there. The people are very poor. And schools are there, but they are a long distance. And small children can go very long distances. And the third thing is now, we are very much part of the local community. So those people, those young professionals who come and join us, they will find a good opportunity to serve the society, and as well as an opportunity to express their opinion and form associations.
Great. This is great. So as young professionals out there join, you will be part of a moment that is towards a greater cause globally, as you were saying, Mr. Sanjeev.
Right.
So we have more to talk about, but it's time for a short break. Welcome back to Spotlight. We are talking to the Ekal Young Professionals Association. So, Mr. Gupta, I'll come back to you. You are the president, so I'm sure you'll be able to answer this question for us. Looking back to when it started, Ekal, and now, what has the progress been like thus far, and what is in the future?
By the way, I'm president of Ekal Vidyalaya Foundation of Canada.
Okay.
And this Young Professionals Association would be a wing of Ekal Vidyalaya movement. As we have a separate youth movement, probably in the future we are also planning to have an association of seniors as well. Ekal Vidyalaya movement started with one person, Mr. Agarwala. He was a mine operator, and he saw the condition of the poor people in there and wanted to, it's a long story, he had great difficulty in starting schools. I tell you, some of the schools where the Ekal Canada was opened, people were so primitive that somebody died, they bury the dead body and run away. I mean, condition was so bad. But it was about 25 years ago when the movement started. The children were running naked around, and the villages were small. We couldn't get even 30 people from one children's, the small villages. He worked hard and he was able to sponsor a few schools. From there, the movement started and on and on. In Canada, it started in 2006. And from there, now we have chapters in Windsor, London, Toronto, GTA, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, even Northwest Territory, etc. So the movement has progressed very well. Now about young professionals. Everything starts with one person. The idea comes. So the idea came, we discussed about it. And after discussing it, we found that there was quite a bit of interest. Then we talked to quite a few members of society. For example, I'll give you an example. ZTV covered International Yoga Day at Ramdham Mandir, or it's also called Brahm Rishi Mission. And the main acharya there, Didi ji, I talked to her because I was there to join the celebrations. And she said, this is a need of the society. The Young Professionals Association, she told me this is the need of the society. When she said that, it fired me up. So we discussed further. We created an organization. We have a person who's coordinating it and the future. But we want to advertise it as much as possible. During the war days, I remember, when the goods were not available, the companies would display, we are sorry that we cannot provide you this product now. Excuse us because of war, but we are there as soon as we can. So advertisement, letting people know about it is the most important thing. Through TV, we are lucky enough that ZTV is always gracious to us to advertise about us. Then we have a number of community leaders who support us, passing the message to them. Then through events like we are having a golf tournament, then we are having a picnic through them, then the email addresses. In short, we want to convey the message about young professionals. We are just starting it. We have only a few members. But our target is, I am told, once the Consul General of India, he was in London and he was giving a lecture. He said there are about 500,000 Indians in GTA. And my guess is about 100,000 are among them young professionals. And we want a significant part of that to be members of our community.
And I believe you will be, because your heart and soul is in it, and you have such a great team. And I'm talking about the GTA team right now, but it's a global movement, as we heard.
Yes. It's a global movement, but it's Canada. Our responsibility is Canadian, but we want to make it a global movement.
So let's give the viewers some more information about it. So Mr. Singh, Mr. Sanjeev Kumar Singh, you are the chair of the GTA chapter.
Correct.
So tell us where our viewers can find out more information.
Sure. So there are multiple avenues for different people, depending on what suits them. The foremost would be the website. We have ekal.ca, www.ekal.ca, ekal.ca. That's a website where we have pretty much all information about the activities, and there's a contact us page as well. If you just drop us your name and phone number, we'll contact you and we'll take it forward from there. We also have monthly meetings which happen in Toronto, and you're welcome to join one of those meetings where we'll have full view about our activities. You can join us through WhatsApp or through social media. Facebook, we are present as Ekal Canada. WhatsApp, the number would be 416-919-4377 to be added to that volunteers group. And then we have newsletters and emails as well. So whatever suits you, we'll communicate to you in that fashion. Please contact us on through any of these means. Visit our webpage and we'll get in touch with you.
So any doubts, you know where to get to them. So before we leave today, I'll come to Mr. Subhash Chandra. You are the secretary. Tell us, what kind of message do you have for our viewers? You know, we have so much to talk about, so little time. Any message you want to pass on to them?
As you all know what Ekal Canada is the one teacher school in the remote and tribal villages of India. Now this particular segment is for the Young Professionals Association. So we like to ask and urge all young professionals get to know more about Ekal Vidyalayas. They can do that by logging on to www.ekal.ca or contact any one of us. There are a few names and phone numbers there. You can call us anytime convenient to them. And also, we want the young professionals who will be the basically lifeline of this organization to continue this organization, to bring it forward. And it also will provide a platform for them to meet people of their own caliber and also do a service to the mankind.
Thank you so much for coming and talking to us as part of the Ekal Young Professionals Association, but also being part of the bigger picture, which is the Ekal Vidyalaya Foundation of the world, I would say.
Yes.
Yes. So we wish you all the best with all the activities, and we'll be in touch with the social media handles as well.
Amitha, we thank you.
Thank you, Amitha.
And also we thank Z Media for supporting Ekal Canada.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
So there you have it, the Ekal Young Professionals Canada, part of Ekal Vidyalaya Foundation. Well, that's a wrap for this week's show. Until next week, keep following us on Facebook, Twitter, and write to us at spotlight@ethnicchannels.com. And I would encourage you to keep smiling and working towards your own spotlight.